Ever challenge yourself just for the fun of it? I do. I saw this adorable denim overall dress, and it wasn't that I couldn't just buy it. It was that I decided it would be fun to make it. So I grabbed some jeans and just went for it. Hi, I'm Emily, and you're watching Threaded Journey. Today, we're turning thrifted and ordinary items into something extraordinary, even if they're sometimes not perfect. Have you ever made something just for the challenge of it? Just to see if you could do it? Let me hear those stories in the comments. When I gave myself this challenge, I had not started my YouTube channel, so I didn't film this as a step-by-step tutorial, but I was so proud of it, and I was wearing it today, and I thought, I think I'm just going to show it to you. I had only done a little bit with upcycling denim. I had done quite a few pairs of quilted panel jeans, but that was it. Started this project with 4 pairs of jeans. I knew I wasn't going to wear it a whole lot, so I didn't want to put a whole lot of money into it. I really just wanted to see if I could do it. So I'm going to show you kind of the steps I went through and also my make it work moments. I had a lot of those. So let's get started. I started with a pair of skinny jeans. I cut off the middle seam completely. I didn't try to unstitch it. I just cut it off. And then I cut off this little part right here that goes between your legs and is kind of curved. I cut it to where it was straight. So you can see right here, I cut it almost up to the zipper part. That way there wasn't any of the weird little triangle part. I just don't like that look. So I wanted mine to come all the way up to here. And then I sort of just kind of rounded, took off a little bit right here to just kind of make this rounded. Then I started working on my panel. I tried several different things and really just wanted this little stitch seam here to continue down. So I just took several pairs of jeans, 3 side, and made that happen. This was a pair of kid jeans right here that I had, but that wasn't quite wide enough for my triangle. So I just created some more little pieces along the side until my triangle was wide enough. So I just did my panel like I would any quilted piece. I created like long strips here for the side and stitched them up. I stitched these across. I serged all of it so it didn't fray. It's not gorgeous inside, but it works. I wanted to keep the blue jean hem. I just made that work with all of my pieces. And up here at the top, I just slowly went around in a curve until I was happy with it. I took that out a couple of different times and I just kept messing with it until I was happy with the look. The panels didn't look quite right, just being stitched right sides together and flipping them open. Just looked a little bit odd. So I decided I would just do the double stitch line. So I just used a gold thread. I just stitched one line and then went right back and stitched the other line. I did the first panel piece without thinking about the second panel piece. I didn't think about the back, and I was out of extra legs. So I had to make it work. The way I ended up doing that, all my little extra pieces, and created a true quilted back panel piece. So my 2 panel pieces don't match. Decided I didn't care because you don't really see them at the same time anyway. But if I was doing it again, I would think about both panel pieces. And I could have pulled out another pair of jeans or 2, but to make it have the same look, I would have had to destroy probably 3 more pairs of jeans, and I didn't want to do that. So I just made it work. I had done the same thing. I cut this off where it did not curve around, and I reinforced the stitching there so it didn't come apart. And here's the inside of the back. I just created long strips, stitched them together. I serged everything in between. I did have a piece that I was able to take and make an original hemmed bottom piece. And it was time to create the bib. I knew I wanted to do the bib out of 2 legs, and this is the bottom of the leg. And I took off pockets. It was 2 different style of pockets. Just kind of made my design here. And then I did the same double stitch along the side. The straps are waistbands. I stitched the button side on one side, and I stitched the other side on the back of this one. The back I ended up not using a seamed piece. I had to angle it a little bit. It took a little work just to make it lay flat. So it was just something that I just kept fiddling with. I did as much reinforcement as I could possibly do here. It just didn't seem very sturdy. And I had unstitched one of the tags off the waistband and just restitched it right there on the back. If I stitch this bib on, how am I going to get in it? Because at that point, I still had the waistband original and I wasn't going to be able to step into it. So I had to think. I think I even slept on it, trying to figure that out. But I finally decided I was going to take the waistband off, and I actually made the original waistband one of the straps and use the waistband from this pair. Not that it matters, but somehow I think it did matter at the time. To attach my front and back panels, I just simply did right sides together and stitched the front one on and then stitched the back one on. Then I had to really think about how I was going to make this button. So what I ended up doing was just unstitching this a little bit, but I left the back part, I left the button alone, and then I just slid my jean in here and top stitched it. The rest of the waistband does not have any kind of back part on or anything like that. It's just stitched around. On this side, I was able just to meet that edge right there, and it doesn't have the other side of it on. And that made it so that I could button them. But I had a little issue of you could still sort of see down it. I just took a piece of scrap and stitched it right here. And it really doesn't show, but it keeps that from gapping just because it didn't quite line up. Another make it work moment. So here it is, my jeans turned overall dress. Not perfect, but I'm so proud of it. It was a real challenge project, but I had so much fun making it, and I proved to myself that I could do it. Would you ever try something like this just for the fun of it? Or what's your most memorable project? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, check out my quilted panel skirt. That video is up next. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.